Imagine you're running a marathon, right? And you're making your way through it. You're starting to feel a bit of pain, but you're not far enough into the marathon to start thinking about how close you are to finishing yet. But that's all your mind can think about. You just keep thinking about how long you have left, how much more of a struggle this is going to be. And you keep thinking about what is in front of you rather than what you've already done, what's behind you, which obviously is good in general in life. But in a situation where you just have to keep persisting, despite how painful and tiresome and laborious and arduous it is, that's not a good thing to do. Because what it does is it saps your energy away. Because the more you think about how much further you have left to go, and the fact that, I've only run a kilometer and I'm already feeling like this, how am I going to make it through the next 20 or whatever? Well, don't think about it. Just take each step as it comes and focus on making it through this moment. Because at the end of the day, that's all you can do. The marathon is composed of all those little moments, and all you have to do is win those moments and don't give up in those moments, and you will eventually achieve what you wanted to achieve, what you set out to achieve. But when you're thinking about it, when you're constantly thinking about, I have so much longer left to go, I don't know how I'm going to endure this, I don't know how I'm going to keep this up, it just rids you of your resolve and your determination. But when you can focus on the moment, you know that you can get through this moment. You know you can get through the next moment. And so if you're able to get through this moment and the next moment for the whole marathon, you will make it to the end. And even if you can't make it to the end, it will push you much further than you could get if you were constantly thinking about how much you have left to do. You have to actually recognize the progress you've already made. Sometimes you need to give yourself a pat on the back. Sometimes you need to give yourself some grace. And when you center your focus on the next moment right in front of you, on the next step right in front of you, you allocate to it the appropriate significance and you take it seriously, and you allow that to be your focus rather than how much further you have left to go. I think this is what happens to people when they start building a business, or they start writing a book, or they start building a YouTube channel, or building anything for that matter. They think too much about the future. They think too much about what they have left to do. They think too much about the steps that they're going to take, 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, and how they're going to feel then. What if it isn't working then? What if it's harder than ever? What if I have nothing to show for all of the work that I've put in? But that's just overthinking. Simply, that's what it is. And it's going to chip away slowly and surely at your determination for every task that you have to meet, because you're constantly thinking about the next task. And so with each task that you do overcome, fulfill, achieve, you're not even present in that moment enough to actually soak in making it through that task and completing that task, because you're too busy with your head in the future. You're too busy thinking about the next step and the next step and the next step. Just slow down. Slow living is an art. It really is. And the famous parable of the tortoise and the hare, slow and steady wins the race. It's the people who show up day in and day out. They don't focus on the results. They focus on what they can control, which is the very next step that is in front of them right now. I can't control whether I make it to mile whatever, but I can control if I make it the next step. And that is going to determine more than anything whether I will make it to that mile that I want to make it to. But if I'm too busy thinking about that mile, then all I'm doing now is building up to that, and I'm seeing it in my mind, which is going to manifest in my reality as sapping away at my energy. But if we meet each step, each task, each fundamental step of the process with the same level of determination, with the same level of energy, which I understand can be difficult, but it's much more possible when we focus on the next step and the step right in front of us, then we will likely make it through. Even in the Bible, it says, take no thought for the morrow will take care of itself. And I think what that means is, it doesn't mean don't plan for the future. It doesn't mean don't think about the future. It means don't obsess and live in the future. It means focus on the next step right in front of you and carefully consider that and take it with full seriousness, because that is what is taking you down a particular path. That is what will lead you to where you want to go. It's step by step. And so I just wanted to make this video to encourage you that if you're thinking too far into the future, if you're getting wary of life, if you're thinking, how am I going to keep going? Just remind yourself that the only task that really is yours to fulfill is the one that is right in front of you. And there is something you can do right now that will take you further towards where you want to go. Regardless of how small that seems, there is one action, one step that you can take right now that is more important than anything that has passed and anything that will be. Because at the end of the day, we only have this present moment, and every present moment that we experience is a challenge to us to make the absolute best of it. And when we approach life with that attitude, we get to appreciate the present moment and we get to make the full use of it. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you like and subscribe. I hope you guys have been able to see me okay, because I know that it's getting pretty dark right now, but I wanted to jump on here and make this quick little video for you guys, because this is something that I've been thinking about, something that I've also been struggling with. And this is the beautiful thing about this YouTube channel. I get to talk about things that I'm actually struggling with. I get to hold myself accountable. I have to try and practice what I preach, and this encourages me and forces me to do so. You know, things that we only tell ourselves, we're only accountable to ourselves for that. But when we tell other people, when we actually voice what we're going to do, when we voice our opinions, there's more pressure on us to uphold those standards that we've set for ourselves. And I think that's a beautiful thing. And I welcome it, because it is only going to make me better in the long run, regardless of what people think of me. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was able to help you. I hope you're able to see me okay. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.